My next guest fights Bantamweight champion Darrion Caldwell coming up here at Bellator 195 on March 2nd. It is Leandro Higo joining me here on the program for the very first time. Leandro, how are you?
How are you, James? I good training. My camp is very happiness. The belt collection is come back, bro.
For sure. And we'll talk about this fight in a second. But first, I wanted to ask you, did you celebrate Valentine's Day at all? Because we're recording this on February 17th.
I celebrated by looking at pictures of my future belt, and I can't wait until I have it, which it was supposed to be mine for a long time now. So that's how I passed my Valentine's Day.
Great. That's good to hear. After your win over Joe Taimanglo at Bellator 184, did you feel like a title shot was next? Was that sort of the plan after that win?
After that fight, I had the impression I would either fight Caldwell or Joe Warren because he was coming from some important wins. So the only thing I knew for sure was that I was going to face a wrestler. So I went to the US to train with Cejudo and Erica Barracin, who's my wrestling coach. I spent a couple months there just honing my skills and improving and create a foundation for what was to come. And during my time there, I learned I would be fighting Caldwell for the title.
That's great. And what were your thoughts on your performance in that fight at Bellator 184?
I fought this fight very strategically because I was coming from a setback, which I don't think it was a loss. I thought I should have won that fight. And I knew I had a lot to prove, so the win there was more important than anything. It was still an exciting fight, but I didn't let myself go as much as I normally would. And right now, I've shown that I belong, and I get the title shot so I can show everyone the real Leandro Higo. I'm well trained, I'm fearless. I don't have any doubts regarding Caldwell and what he brings to me. And every single time that I saw him and he looked at me, I saw fear in his eyes. So I know there's something very good coming from me this time.
That's great. And obviously, you have this fight against Caldwell, like I mentioned off the top. He's known for his wrestling. Did you bring in anyone specifically for this training camp to sort of match his style?
Yeah, I've been looking at Caldwell for a long time. I knew how good of a wrestler he was, and he's been on my radar even before I signed with the organization. And ever since I knew I was going to fight him, I was already taking measures against it. So I went to the US, as I said. I stayed there for almost 2 months. I built a foundation. I went in there to train with my wrestling coach, Erica Barracin, and Henry Cejudo. And when I returned to Brazil, I tried to look at fighters from our team that had the same physique than him and who were southpaws or who could fight as southpaws and had good takedown game. And on the last month of the camp, Henry came here together with Eric to help me finish and prepare me. I'm preparing with Olympic wrestling champion. So I think in that regard, we had everything very well covered, and I'm totally ready and prepared for everything that he's going to bring to me on fight time.
Great. That's good to hear. How's the weight cut going? We're coming up to this fight in a few weeks. Is everything on point, getting down to 135?
Pretty good. I mean, I don't think I ever had a weight cut and the dieting as good as I'm having for this fight. It's really improving everything to not have any issues. And I don't remember if I ever had some time that my weight was coming down so well and that I was still with so much energy. I'm feeling well. I can train 2 times a day without any issues. I don't feel tired at all. I'm keeping my focus. My mood is good. And I just had my last sparring session, which we call here in Brazilian saying, we call it day of stick, which is like brawling and all that. We finished it in a high style. I did 5 rounds of 5 minutes, and I could go more. So I couldn't be happier with the way everything is developing right now for this fight. It looks like everything is aligned for the victory to come. And I don't think I'm going to have any issue with this. And I'm actually very comfortable and confident regarding this weight cut.
What's one thing you can't eat during training camp that you miss right now that you can't have as far as like a cheat meal?
I'm not a guy that likes to eat junk food, sandwiches, and stuff like that. But what I feel the access the most is the original food. That's you can say it's the opposite of diet here, and so it's something that I need to be away, and I miss it a lot. Things like couscous and other things like a working man meal. That's what I miss the most to eat a lot, and all these kinds of foods that aren't the things that the nutritionist would want you to eat when preparing for a weight cut.
How do you see this fight ending on March 2nd? What's your prediction in the fight?
It's gonna end with me with the belt. A lot of people talk like they're gonna do something to me that they can knock me out, they can finish me anyway, or that they'll impose their wrestling. And Caldwell did an interview yesterday saying how he would dictate the rhythm and show who was the strongest and all that. But he has no idea what kind of mental he has in front of him right now. I'm a different kind of animal from every single guy that he's fought. I'm fearless towards him. I don't fear his wrestling. I don't worry about his wrestling. And then I can impose my will, and he won't impose his. So let's go with an emphatic prediction. I'm going to beat him by KO. He's going to be laying down at my feet, just like a real Pitbull does on the Bellator. Yeah, and he also has to understand, it looks like most people have the impression that I'm a striker, but I'm a grappler who knows how to strike. And my black belt is a real black belt. I didn't buy it in a Mac dojo. I'm really worked for it, and it's if he takes me down or if I take him down, I'm going to submit him. I can submit him from any position. So I'm not worried about anything. My prediction is the KO, but if he takes me to the ground, I'm going to submit him.
If you win the title here on March 2nd, would you want a rematch against Eduardo Dantas, or are you looking at someone else after this fight?
I don't have any wish to fight Dantas again, to avenge him or anything, because I already think that I beat him. So it's not like I want that. I'm looking forward to have that rematch. I'm looking at other fights. I already beat Dantas. I'm going to have beaten Caldwell. And winning this fight, if Joe Warren wins his next fight, I would like to fight Warren because he's a great name, has a lot of history in the organization, and I want to clean the division and make history myself here.
How much of a boost is it heading into your fight with Patricky getting his win last night against Derek Campos?
It motivated me a lot. I was so excited that I couldn't sleep. It ended here after 2 a.m. at the sparring session is at noon. So I went home and I had to shadow box a little bit to let go a bit of that adrenaline. And that gets me very excited because Patrick, he's always in my corner. He's going to be in my corner in this fight. And I don't need to look at other teams or other fighters to mirror myself in because my idols are here and they're going to be in my corner during that fight.
Well, we're certainly looking forward to it. It's Bellator 195 coming up here on March 2nd. Leandro and Matthias, I want to thank you so much for joining me here on the program. Just remind people where they can find you on social media. And if you have any sponsors you'd like to mention, the floor is yours.
My social media, Leandro Higo MMA, Instagram, Leandro Higo MMA Facebook fan page, Leandro Higo MMA Twitter. E thank you for espaço, opportunity. My work, and the work. Do mundo.
Talk about my work.
The work, my work. E thank you, apoio, patrocinador, sponsors, Veno, Vapor Fight, Bodybuilding.com, Pride Suplementos, Master Coach Felipe Lima, Felipe Nascimento Physiotherapy, Kairin, PCI Therapy, PCI Wellness, Celluline. Yes, it's good. It's good camping. The belt collection is come back to Zero. Tô
Brasil.
feliz. Brasil. My sonho pride, né?
Meu sonho.
Meu-
My dream.
My dream vai ser realizado dia 2, March 2nd.
My dream is going to be realized on March 2nd.
Yes. Pode esperar. Diga ele que eu vou fazer outra com ele em breve.
He's saying he's going to do another interview with you soon with the belt this time.